Hi again. So this is part 3 of the tutorial, and it's very quick. Shouldn't even be really called part 3, but I just wanted to show you the tail end of the research process. So remember in the last tutorial, I took you through um, Google and showed you, how to do a research and everything. What I did not show you on that tutorial, because you can do that yourself, is scholar.google.com. And I think I posted that before, but here it is for you again, scholar.google.com. Doesn't have to be uppercase. This is a great website, or I should say part of Google website, where you can find academic sources. And those sources are very specific to the research topic and only academic. So the language can be a little bit maybe difficult for ESL and EFL learners. So if you feel like your English is not really where you want it to be, or it's not very advanced, this could be, those sources can be very difficult, but I still think you should check it out anyway, especially when you need really good, credible research and sources. Scholar.google.com is great. Um, a lot of people don't know about scholar.google.com because we just go to google.com. So you got an industry secret there. Okay, let's delete that. All right, so when I recorded this, I did put the information on the side before, because I actually did a recording and it didn't work out, so I had to re-record. But that's okay. No need to worry about that. So no author, I wrote that down, especially when you are dealing with many sources. You want to be very clear in your notes, so you don't have to, go back and wonder, oh my goodness, is there an author? So no author. The title, the date, all that. Date access. Um, for the old format, we had to do the date of access. So that just means, when did you find the article, and when did you, doesn't matter when you read the article, but when did you find the article? This is important for like journals. So if you research and you find a journal you want to use, make sure you write down the date that you actually found it, because you'll have to put that in your citation. And also, I would highly recommend, if the due date, for example, would be April 7th, you really don't want to show that as your date of access, because the professor will know that you did your research and your essay at the last minute. So as you can see, this is a hot mess, right? So I just copied and pasted it here. And this is what I used to do in college. I would just copy and paste the work, or, if I was using a library at the, if I've been talking all day. If I was using a computer at the library, I would just write it down. When it comes to links, we had access to internet, so I could email them. I would just email the links to myself if I could. If not, I had to just write it down. And like I said, I don't care if it's a long link. You have to do that. The link is not here for some reason, but that's okay. You saw in the last. Oh, the link is here, so that doesn't matter. Okay, so bam, you see this page? This is the last page of the essay. Of course, you wouldn't have a one-page essay, so just imagine that's page 4 or 5 or whatever. For more advanced people, could be 20. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Bam. And I just copied and pasted that from the citation website, Scribr. That's it. That's all you do. You, of course, make sure your format is still in the right way. As you can see, there's no extra spacing in between my citations. How do we know? The layout should be set at 0. Okay, all zeros. And then double space, that is control 1, that's single space. You would never do that. Control 2, double space. Control 1, you see how there's no spaces? That's how it should look in the beginning. And then when you hit control 2, everything will be even. Okay, the second and third or fourth, fifth, how many lines you have for the citation will be indented. Again, remember what we did, backspace and tab. Okay, Hopefully I showed you that. But let's backspace, tab. Okay, so that fixes all of that. Okay, let's see. If I didn't show you that, let me show you that again. So let's pretend this is how it originally looked. And you see how this is doing, how the hyperlink is here? It doesn't look good sometimes with this hyperlink here. You want it just to be plain. What you would do is you would highlight that information, and it's broken. The link is broken now. So what you would do, you could highlight it, or you don't have to. Right click it, remove hyperlink. Okay, so now the format is cohesive. Okay, so this is my second line, and I need to indent it. Backspace, tab. Because if you don't, look what happens. Tab. Everything moves, and that's not what we want. So you have to hit backspace, tab, and I've been doing this for like a million years, so still, even on this version of Word, you still have to do the same thing. If someone else has figured out something better, go for it. Now, once I hit that enter key, it did it again, so I'm just going to remove the hyperlink. Okay, if you want to put the hyperlinks, it's not a big deal. It's just that when you're trying to click around, you might accidentally hit it, and then it'll take you to the website, and it gets messy. So this is what it looks like, guys. It's very simple. I just copied and pasted it. Again, you can use Works Cited, or you can say Bibliography. Fine. Okay? That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. Now, if I have a bunch of sources, I might have a whole bunch more pages of citations. Okay? Like I said, what I used to do is I would just look at this and then write it. But for you, you guys are copy and pasting it from the online generator, which is fine. Then also the last thing that you have to remember is that it has to be in alphabetical order. So it's already in alphabetical order. It goes by the author. So whatever is the first word of the citation is how you determine what order it should be in. So obviously E comes before U. So this is in alphabetical order. You couldn't have it the reverse. You couldn't have this first and this second. If this was my only two sources, you couldn't do that. Okay? It has to be in alphabetical order. So hopefully it's not a whole lot to remember because, like I said, you're using a generator, and then, make sure that the format is what it should be. I love the fact that I can show you guys this. Times New Roman. Go to your style. For me, that's the only font I try to use. And then the size is 12. Guys, don't put your titles in 14. Nobody asked you to do that. That's not the format for academic essays. I don't need your title bigger than the text. Okay, I can see. All of us professors, we can see. We promise. Okay, great. There you go. All right. So again, questions, and I forgot to mention that in the last tutorial. If you have questions, make sure you write them down and ask me those questions during one of our Q&A sessions. So this completes the third tutorial. The next tutorial we'll talk about in-text citations, and I will give you that tutorial later this week, sometime probably this weekend, so that you have time to digest, so to speak, this material. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care until next time.